Hi guys, my name's Andy and welcome to this next part of the rolling ball sculpture video series. As I've said before, I'm not sure how far I'm going to get with this project, but I wanted to share my thoughts and ideas, and hopefully I'll get some feedback from you guys. As I don't know where I'm going with the design. It's just a notion in my mind at the moment, but I'm figuring to construct the sculpture on a board this size. This is actually a bamboo chopping board that I bought at a local supermarket. I don't want to mess about with the woodwork for too long. I'm more interested in making the sculpture. But rather than drilling into this and spoiling it, I've prepared a bit of chipboard of exactly the same dimensions, and I've numbered it in centimetres along the top and along the bottom. And the idea is that whatever I prototype on here, I can then transfer onto, I'm going to say, a good board, onto a clean base, rather than do hot work over the finished base. I can make any mess, filings or scratches. I can knock this about and it doesn't matter. And I couldn't think of where I was going to start. I've made the lift mechanism, the spiral lift mechanism, because I think that that's probably the most I'm going to say complicated thing. Not that it's complicated, it just takes time. So I've put the time into that. I haven't finished it, cleaning it and polishing it and varnishing it, but what I can do is I can mount that on this prototype board, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange to work from the top down. I could have designed something where I work from the bottom and constantly feed into the bottom of the spiral, but in order to prototype things, I've come up with an idea I've got in my mind, which will allow me to construct individual bits of track, and then even move them around the board. So I'll share that with you once I get a bit further. As I've said before, I'm not sure where I'm going with this project, but immediately this breadboard, I'll call it, it's funny because I'm actually going to be mounting it on a chopping board, but yeah, this breadboard arrangement has proved its worth tremendously. I've popped in a few holes. As I say, I'm working on a centimetre grid, simply so that whatever I do on here, I can transpose it onto something else, and I haven't got to measure it out. I'll know, the dimensions quite accurately. And I've bought a bunch of this stuff. In the UK we call it all thread or studding. This is 6mm studding, and I've cut some off. I've been wondering what I would do for the skeleton frame of a rolling ball structure, and I can honestly say I didn't know what I was going to do, but I've got this 6mm studding, and I realised that I can sheave it with this brass tubing, which is great because I want to make what is essentially a brass product at the end of it. So I bought some wing nuts and some ordinary nuts. What I've done is just put a few bits of studding into this board, because as I say, I don't know what I want, but at least having some sort of structure, I can move it around. And it's funny how ideas develop. As soon as I put these two in at the back, I thought, oh, I can mount my motor in the same way. And I've got my motor mounted there. And you see I've put it on with wing nuts, so if I want to move it, take it off, disconnect it from the electrics, I can do that quick and easily. But it means I can now start to plan things. I really ought to stop and put a switch here rather than switching it off at the wall, but I suppose that's the electrician in me. I'm lazy in that regard. Oh, I like this idea. I was going to mount the motor with some sort of clamp around the motor, like you'd have a capacitor clamp, and bolt it down. But I prefer this method because little motor runs warm. This way I can arrange for it to have air around all parts of it, so it's got good air circulation. It's not in contact with the wood underneath. So I think those are all positive things. I've got infinite adjustment if I want to move it up or down. And again, I realise immediately that by using these with wing nuts, trying to do it left-handed, wing nuts top and bottom, I can prototype bits of track very easy. Not that this is it, but I'll just throw that on to show you. So I can have a bit of track there, and I know that the pitch on this 6mm, M6 studding, one turn of the wing nut is 1mm. So when it comes to when it comes to working out heights and how much I need for it to roll, I've got a very fine adjustment. So that immediately helps me. What I've done, I've got this studding held with these nuts underneath, nuts and washers. So I've put spacers, little feet if you like, to space the baseboard off the bench. But I've deliberately made those spacers small because I know I'm going to be dropping marbles all over the place, and I didn't want them to roll underneath the baseboard. That would really annoy me if I was having to pick it up all the time and shaking the balls off this mechanism trying to retrieve marbles. At least now they'll be anywhere but underneath it. What I was going to do, I was going to put little adjusters in each corner so that I could level it up, and I will do that on a final model, but this bench is already set up very level, and so I don't need to worry about it at the moment. I hope you found that interesting and hopefully informative. Okay guys, all the very best. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.